Estoy muy embarazada.
Have you ever used this phrase as a Spanish language learner? Well, it does not mean what you think it does. Embarazada is not the equivalent of the English embarrassed. These are false cognates, also known as false friends. The correct word in Spanish for embarrassed is avergonzado. And if any of you out there have been Spanish language learners, I'm sure you have made this mistake once or more times. Because as a language learner, you're constantly making mistakes. You're probably putting your foot in your mouth and saying something embarrassing, and then trying to say, estoy muy embarazada, and just making matters 10 times worse. But it's okay. It's all part of the trials and tribulations of learning a new language, and people are pretty understanding about it. But this brings up a curious point nonetheless. Why is this a false cognate? I mean, after all, in French, embarrassé does mean embarrassed, so why not in Spanish? Well, I had to do a little bit of research, and the results are very interesting. So you see, in Spanish, there's actually another word. It's most popular in the Spanish spoken in Spain, and it's embarazoso, which also means embarrassed, but it's used to describe a situation, not your feeling. So for example, you would say, pero esta situación es muy embarazoso. This situation is very embarrassing. It's describing the situation, not your feeling in the situation. And the other piece of information that I found out, which is very interesting, is that embarazado in Spanish does have a secondary definition, which means encumbered or hindered. And there is a separate word in Spanish which means pregnant, which is preñada. So my best guess as to what has happened here is that initially in Spanish there was the word embarazada, which meant encumbered, hindered. And it was used to describe being pregnant instead of preñada, which is a more graphic, visceral description. It was a euphemism, basically. Probably, after many years, people only came to think of embarazada as meaning pregnant and forgot about the original definition. And so nowadays, if you say estoy embarazada, it only means one thing to Spanish speakers, which is pregnant. So there you have it, folks. Mystery solved, I think, for the most part. I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you like this channel and videos like this, subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and I will see you guys next week.